Welcome to Teachers Off Duty. For those of you who are just joining us back, I am Lauren Woolley, Mrs. Woolley in fifth.
And I'm Tell Williams, or Mr. Williams pre-K. And today we have a special guest, Mr. Greg Cicada. So it's Greg Kata. That's how I remembered it.
Yes. And like cicadas, I only appear once every 75 years. So you're welcome.
Well, you're very
Thank
lucky.
you.
We're
Yes.
very lucky to have you.
gosh.
Or is that a comet? I don't know.
Greg, what is your handle on social media so they can find
it is
you?
at Gregisms.
Z. Now, I'm literally meeting you for the first time. And so I found some getting to know you questions.
Oh, getting to know you.
I wanna
and
see.
I didn't want to tell you them until I said
Okay.
it. Some of them are pretty normal.
I love it.
Okay, if you had to live without one of your five senses, which would you give up and why?
Oh, wow. Taste. Because I have a really good imagination. So I think if someone told me something tasted good, I would imagine that it would taste good.
That's a good answer. I would
not have thought of that.
I would not have given that one up for
I
sure.
also don't think I have a palate. You know what I'm saying? Like, well, like you know how some people are like, oh, you can taste the oak in the wine, and I'm like,
You can
girl,
never do
I
that.
can't. I'm drunk at this point.
I
So
can you can taste the oak.
I can
I've
taste-
never tasted oak in wine in my
Yeah.
life.
No.
Nope.
to smell the jasmine. I don't.
Nope.
I
I
don't.
taste
'Cause
the
there's not-
alcohol.
Yeah, right.
Because
Exactly.
It burns and I taste that. I don't think it's because people say it's like a texture. Like, it's very like a silky texture. I'm like, no, it just tastes like red wine to me.
Yeah, literally.
Okay.
So, yeah, I think that would be it.
Interesting. I like that answer.
I do too.
I would not have chosen that for myself.
What would you have chosen?
I think I would give up touch. Like if I could still like use my hands, but I just wouldn't feel it. Like
That's-
I would rather see
No.
and hear
Oh my gosh.
and taste things.
That's going to be like a sci-fi blockbuster movie. Like,
Can I star in it, please?
she might not be able to feel with her hands, but she feels with her heart.
Ew.
I love
Leah
that.
Michelle stars in.
Oh my God, yes.
But how do you lose your sense of touch though? I mean, assuming you have,
I guess
you
your
don't have
nerve
arms.
endings
Yeah.
just don't work. Like, because it's like, right? I
It's-
don't know. I'm not a doctor.
Neuropathy.
You
The
feel,
nerve
but maybe
endings
you feel with
wouldn't-
your nose.
I don't know. Well, no, because okay, so I'm gonna throw it back to Grey's Anatomy. So there was an episode of Grey's Anatomy a long time ago where this little girl
sounds
would
clinical.
she was complaining, well, not complaining, but she was like bragging that she could keep her hands in really cold water and it never hurt her. So they were like, "Oh,
Oh.
really?" And like, so she put her hands in this bowl of ice water, and the doctor did too, to see how long like they could both keep their hands in the water. And after a while, his were like burning because cold ice water
right.
hurts, and hers weren't. And then they ended up finding out that she had like a nerve disorder.
Because she was an X-Men.
Yes, that was
Crossover
how
episode.
the episode ended.
Yes.
But
I know that's right.
but that's how I guess I would picture it, like not having the ability
Yeah.
to feel those. I don't know. I guess that's what I would pick. What about you? What'd you pick?
Smell. I don't want to smell things. Because then I always smell good if I don't smell anything.
Yeah, but if you don't have a taste of or a sense of smell, you don't have a taste.
But we could say
right?
the thing about taste. No, wait, that doesn't work
No,
that way.
it's not opposite.
But you know what? In my fantasy, it's just smell.
Okay,
You know?
so you can still taste everything,
I
just
can
can't
still
smell
taste
it.
everything. I just can't smell how good it tastes.
Oh, okay.
I don't. Y'all.
Okay, this was
we're
one
tired.
question.
This was
I
one.
love it,
okay,
though.
this one's easier though, because I'm not going to ask you and why. I want to leave it
okay.
to people's imagination. But what book has had the most influence on you?
Ooh.
The Little Prince.
That's
Wow.
a good book. That's a good book, though.
It is a good
Why?
book. Oh, you want to know why?
Yeah, there's always a reason why.
Because it's my favorite saying. It is only with the heart that one can see rightly. What is essential is invisible to the eye.
I love that.
I love that.
I love that.
And I love it because it well, especially in my school, it was taught in another language. So you read it in English and then you read it in Spanish or you read it in French. So
I love
it was
that.
a really great way to also like.
Teach
Yeah.
empathy
Teach
and
some-
culture.
Yes.
I love that.
But I do love that book. I do.
And
about
There's a
you?
lot of lessons.
Oh, no,
What about
you're-
you?
I want to know yours. You're a reader. I feel like you're always having like a book in your hand on the Instagrams and stuff.
Well, that's just recent though, because
okay.
like I do love books, but like I've just been so busy. I've never had the time, and I've recently been forcing myself to make time for it. So yes, I have been reading more. But I think my favorite book of all time would probably be Number of the Stars. Like that's the one I talked about before in a previous
Yeah.
episode.
What is it?
Number of the Stars. It's
Number
a
of the
book. It's a children's literature like chapter book. It's about a girl from Denmark who is living during the Holocaust and the Nazi invasion. And she is like, she ends up basically saving her best friend's life. Her best friend was Jewish, and they helped her and her family escape from Denmark. And it was just like a powerful book that I read in 5th grade, and it's just stuck with me now, and I teach it in 5th grade now.
Oh, awesome.
So I really love that book. And I'm actually getting a tattoo soon. I'm getting a stack of books on my arm.
I love that.
And then it's gonna like be, I don't know where the quote's gonna be, but one of the quotes from the book is that day the whole world had changed, and I'm gonna put that somewhere in the tattoo. So that would be my book. What about you?
I have 2. I have for odd reasons, The Giving Tree, because I think it teaches you how to not be in a relationship.
Oh, I was gonna say,
yeah.
I was interested to see where you're going with that, because that one's
That
controversial.
book got canceled, and I love the book.
I
still
love the book, and
Mm-hmm.
I love it because I think it shows that you can give too much of yourself to someone who doesn't love you back.
Agreed.
Yeah, and
And I think that's important. I don't think it needs to be used in the way of like that it has been traditionally. So I love that book. And then Perks of Being a Wallflower. I read it as very a gay kid from conservative northern Indiana. I read it when I was in high school, and I remember just being like, we accept the love we think we deserve. And
I need to.
was like,
I've never read that or seen the movie. I need to do that.
I saw the movie. I did not read the book.
the
though.
book's. I mean, it's good. It's good. If you could abolish one piece of modern technology, what would it be?
There are so many.
Gosh. Modern technology.
Modern technology.
I mean, this is hard. This is
know.
really hard.
I saw that when I thought it was so fun because I'm like, oh, we're like social media's people. So that's like an interesting, like,
Yeah.
which one do you choose?
I feel like I don't. Well, like I guess I'm not going to get specific, like too specific, right? Like I'm like iWatch. Like I'm not going to. You want like a more of a general technological, like cell
anything.
phones
Anything
in
you
general.
want.
No, it could be like-
okay.
If you want a loophole and you're like, I just want to get rid of the Apple
Yeah.
Watch, so I still have my phone.
Yeah.
Like,
I have an Apple
that
Watch
works.
on right now. I never thought I would use it though. I don't. Honestly, if I really do. I think this is terrible, but I would say cell phones, only because I am that I think I'm the oldest in this room. Well, not
in
maybe
this
in
building,
the room.
actually.
I am
yeah.
the oldest in
and we're in a
Orlando right
retirement
now.
building, actually. So that's
we
great.
are. It's awful. I look amazing though. I had that benefit of like knowing what it was like,
Yeah.
but growing up with what it was like without it, and then having the first one that literally had you could play Snake on
The
those
Nokia block. Oh
uh-huh.
my God. Yeah. You can
That,
change the
that
face
would play
of it.
like the William
Oh.
Tell overture that and you're like, I'm sorry.
It's named after
Oh
me.
my
I had
God.
180
Do you
minutes a
remember-
month.
do you
Yep.
remember having the button like where it would take you to like your little apps on your phone, and you'd see the web app? Like I
You
remember
couldn't
as a
click that.
child, like my parents were like, "Don't ever touch that button," like because then it
Yeah.
would charge them money.
Yeah, but
To get on the
like
internet.
that's like 7 cell phones in. Like
Yeah.
I literally
The
had it
Nokia one
just
was,
for
like,
my
heavy.
agent or whatever.
Yeah.
In New York City, I'd never used it, and so cell phones have made us very lazy,
Yeah.
late people, and being late is like my pet peeve
Oh, okay.
in sort of life, and I feel like it allows people to make like. If I text you that I'm on my way, okay, great. Thank you for letting me know you're not
As
dead.
Tell
You're
and I
still-
walked in 2 minutes late this morning.
You're still 30 minutes late. Like
He's talking about
like
us.
why does that excuse? Right. So I'm done. Thank you so much for the letting me be here.
I'm so
but
mad
I
at
am
you guys.
so angry.
I'm sorry, please
I don't know.
leave.
I do. When I did a cruise for 9 months and didn't have service,
Yeah.
You're performing on it.
I sang yes.
I thought you just were on vacation for 9
when
months.
I just took a 9 month.
Why?
I want your life.
Well, honestly, it was a world cruise. It was amazing. But it was the best worst job. But that's a whole nother story. I loved not being able to be gotten hold, like to be able to be found
Yeah.
or get a hold of. And I just feel like, especially my student, like they just don't know what it's like to not be connected.
Yeah.
But I don't even think it's really necessarily connecting us. Like this is
Yeah.
connection. Like being in a room with someone talking. I don't know.
The irony is
love
people are
it.
watching this on their phones.
Oh yeah, but that's the thing. It's
Yeah.
like I clearly make
Yeah.
use of it. I enjoy
Yeah.
it, but it's like sometimes I'll find myself at dinner,
Yeah.
and like putting my phone somewhere else besides the table is like such anxiety. And finally, you're like, all right, just get out of it. Just like
Yep.
put it down. I don't need it. You don't need to find me. Right now, I'm at a restaurant with my boyfriend. I want to just enjoy this moment.
Right.
And I just feel like people aren't in the moment as much anymore.
100%.
So as much as it is super helpful, I would magic wand that out of our lives.
I like that.
No.
I'm sorry.
I like that too because I
No, it makes sense.
even though
Taking your
like
phone.
we weren't from the same generation, like I grew up without a cell phone. Like I didn't get my first cell phone until I was like 14, and now all of our first graders have cell phones. And like I remember, not having all my friends' phone numbers just at the press of a button. I had to memorize all of them.
Yeah.
And then like I remember on my mom's kitchen cabinet, we had a list of all of my friends' phone numbers. So if I wanted to hang out with someone, I'd get the house phone, call everybody I could. And then like not having social media anxiety to worry about. And then when going into high school, that was when like MySpace was a thing and Facebook had just started up. And like growing up in that era of like social media just being like thrust upon that generation, it was just a huge like bump in the road because everybody was like in everyone's business.
Yeah.
So I would totally agree with you. Like there are times I like to just, chill and not even look at my phone. And that kind of brings us to like our topic today, which is talking about Sunday scaries
And the anxiety of it.
and some things that you might do to alleviate the Sunday scaries. And that's like one of the things I do. Like, so I really like to like take some me time. So I'll go like we just built a house last year and we really wanted like a walk-in tile shower. So oh my God, it's so nice. So we walked in, like we have the shower and I'll like light a bunch of candles. I'll turn off all the lights. I play like there's this playlist on Spotify I'm obsessed with. It's classical music for studying. And it's all just this beautiful piano music. And I'll play that.
I thought you were going to say Enya, and I was about to just get up and leave. And I was just like, is it a spa? Do you live in a spa?
No, but I make it feel like a spa. So like I'll play that and I'll just take a shower and just stand in there and listen to the music and just chill. And I like, turn my phone off and just pretend it doesn't exist for a while. So like I totally agree that sometimes our phones are too much in our face and we need to take a break from them.
It's weird because like you said, like I have a habit of Sunday scares or anytime, that there's a big thing the next day, I find myself like just engulfed in my phone because it's a moment where I can completely shut off my brain. And I sit there, I'm like, I could have done 1,000 other
productive things.
And not even if I didn't want to be like productive, I could have like gone on a walk or like, played with our dog or like, like my husband and I the other night did like arts and crafts. We like painted like ceramic pumpkins.
You did arts and crafts.
We had
That's
arts
so
and
cute.
we did that.
Was that planned?
Yes, we did. We do like not weird, but we do like themed dates, and so that one
I
was
love
the
that.
arts and crafts. It was a Halloween date, so we did that, and then we watched Scream was in the background while we.
You need to write a book of all these like themed date ideas, and then you can sell that, and people can do all your themed dates.
Okay, Sunday Scaries. We went out on a date, and so. This was my Sunday scary.
Yeah.
Saturday, we were starting our semester. I'm teaching. I'm subbing this year and in grad school full time and doing an internship. And my husband's a professor. So it was the week before it all started.
Yeah.
So Saturday, we're like, let's just like, we call it a bro date. So we go and have like wings and beer. And then we'll go like watch a movie or we'll go to the movies or whatever. We're there at the restaurant. It's a beer garden outside. And I was like, and I'm talking to him, I'm doing this. He's like, are you okay? I'm like, no. And I look down and they're like on me, there's like 10 mosquitoes. And I'm allergic to mosquitoes. So they blow up right away. And then he's like, are you getting bit up? We should go. I'm like, no, it's date night. I had over 100 mosquito bites on my legs to the point where he jumped up, ran to our server, was like, we got to go. So that was Saturday. And I'm like, we're trying to like enjoy ourselves.
Yeah.
Sunday, full scaries, right? We are fully overwhelmed going in. We're trying like all day, especially him. It's tenure year. So he has to, apply for tenure. We just really want to have a good date night. Mm-hmm. So we go get ice cream. It's like an ice cream farm. Like it's at a farm. You walk up there and then you can go look at cows.
An ice cream farm.
Well, I mean, I guess they don't farm ice cream, but it's like hold on, how do you explain? Ice cream farm.
Parlor? I don't know.
No, it's a farm. It's a farm.
It's a dairy farm that makes
that has ice cream.
Okay, you know what? That doesn't sound as fun. I want people to think that there's like cones in the pasture and you
this
can go
is our
milk.
Strawberry ice cream bush right here.
Yeah, and it's just like a pink cow walking by. That's my fantasy.
That's going to be the next movie.
Ice
Willy
cream.
Wonka 3.
Willy Wonka
The ice cream farm.
goes to Indiana.
No, it's a gay Hallmark Christmas movie.
Oh, yes,
I mean,
I
yeah,
feel
that does
that.
sound, that sounds about right.
Oh my God. But so
Sorry, we derailed you so hard.
we went on this date. We got ice cream. It's literally the best ice cream ever. And then we get home and out of nowhere, and for those of you who follow me on social media, you know, for like 8 weeks, I was battling kidney stones. And I passed them all. They're from what I was told, they're
8
passed.
weeks?
8 weeks.
Did you only name the one?
We had 4. So it was Sharon Stone, Emma Stone,
Oh no.
Patti LaStone, and Stone Phillips.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
But, so I thought I passed them all, and we're heading up the stairs out of nowhere. I'm like, I gotta pee now. And my husband's like, what? I like run to the door. I'm like, oh my gosh, I have to pee so bad. I passed a mystery kidney stone the day before school started. Mystery stone, never knew it existed.
Wow.
That was my ultimate Sunday scary. I was like, I'm going into this school year knowing that like
Stressful week.
are there other is my body just gravel at this point? Like,
That's a horrible way to start a week.
I know.
No.
Tell me about your worst Sunday scary.
Yeah. I want to hear your stories.
I'll just get out of the way because I don't think y'all will. I don't feel like I get Sunday scaries, so this is the problem. So
He's evolved.
I have
spotted a
evolved
rare Pokemon.
beyond. So the trick for me is the weekend is really like the only time I get to spend with my partner, just because we don't live together. I mean, we live like 5 minutes from each other.
Okay.
It's not like he lives in another state.
Vermont.
Right. It's not long distance or anything like that. We just I live so close to my school that it just makes sense just with timing and what I do and whatnot. But I focus so much time on spending time with him that when it gets to be about 7 o'clock on Sunday and I'm like, all right, I got to go back to my place or whatnot. I feel like I've done my planning and whatnot, but like this is the contradiction is like getting lost in other people's lives. It's like, yes, we could have done a million other things, but like I find avoiding the scary through like that is when I actually get on social media and scroll and like let myself completely just disassociate from everything because if you do focus, if I did, especially because I'm alone at that point,
that's true.
Like for 3 hours before I go to bed, then I wouldn't go to bed because my mind never goes to sleep.
Yeah.
That's the hard part. And so like, it's like even with my sleep meds, it's like, nope. I know how to like push through them now.
Right.
So I just get lost. I really can't pinpoint like a scary, but I watch my friends and other
have that moment,
especially because New Orleans Sunday Fun Day is so huge.
What is that?
Sunday Fun Day.
It's huge, and like Philly does it too. Yeah,
Is it like a weekly celebration type thing?
It's like just every. It's just that we like it, especially because it's so warm down there, and everything feels like the bars feel like an outdoor mall situation.
Yeah.
Okay, so like everyone's like out doing things on Sunday,
and it's a very gay thing as well. So like in the community, so like people go to brunch and then they go to the bars, and then they have a napkin toss at 8 p.m. and it's the gay.
toss.
It's the most. It's so wasteful, but it's so gay.
I want to learn all about it.
Yeah,
what is it?
They play these 3 songs in a row. The last one being "Love Is in the Air."
Okay.
Which you probably have never heard, but you may have heard once. It's very
probably.
disco-y.
Love is in the air.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And
As soon as you sang that one bar.
Bartenders hand out just cocktail napkins.
Yeah.
And on that, when the chorus starts, everyone just tosses the napkins in the air.
Who cleans them up?
Every Sunday.
I've learned that I live in the wrong area.
Who cleans them up?
Oh, then you do it again. You pick them up. And we all scream recycle.
We don't have fun stuff like
but then
this
the bartenders
in Ohio.
then clean them up. Oh no, these are like, I wouldn't say they do it in other cities have done it, and I don't know if they've taken it from. I don't know where it originated. New Orleans has a ton of weird traditions that are
See,
amazing.
in the Midwest, Sundays are for football. I am not part of the football culture. So I don't belong on Sundays. My family, my mom and my brother are like diehard sports fans. So like they are, whatever sport is playing that Sunday, they're watching it. Like don't ask them to do anything. Don't ask them to go anywhere the game is on. So that's kind of the thing up north.
Well, we have the Saints.
Yeah.
And Saints fans are Like you're automatically a Saints fan when
Are they
when
like
you move
Ohio
there.
State fans?
Almost identical.
Okay.
Almost
Because I know
identical.
you get what that means.
We have like saying, a who dat is literally
Okay.
don't. I
Who
can't
is that?
explain it. I don't. Who is that?
I don't
Exactly.
know.
Yeah.
Who dat? It's
We
not.
don't
It's
know.
not necessarily a who. It's just.
It's
a what?
It's a being.
It's a,
Yeah.
it's
an
an
experience.
feeling. It is an. But like, so they will watch the game, but they'll be having Sunday Fun Day. So like everyone will be
Okay.
in their Saints jerseys at the bars watching the game, but they don't do like no one watches at home.
Okay.
Whereas we would watch at home in Ohio all the
Yeah.
time. No, you're out. You are or if you are watching at home, you're watching it with 17 other people.
Yeah.
You're tailgating.
Having like a
You're-
party.
Yes. So
Oh, okay.
it's events.
Yeah.
People don't let Sunday Fun Day get interrupted
Yeah.
by like their other interests. So they just sort of combine at like an LSU game
gotcha.
or any of that.
But that's a good idea. So
Yeah.
like combating the Sunday scaries with like Sunday Fun Day is good, right? Because you're distracting yourself. I'm like, I mean, it's like, and then but football, if you're a football fan, like that could be fun. But I think like stuff like that's good to distract. Like, and it makes sense that you look at your phone because you've had a fulfilling week. You said that you have your stuff done, so it's easier to sit there and be like, if I'm nervous, these are a bunch of other people having other experiences, and that like it's gonna be okay kind of
And
moment.
just catching up. Like that's
Yeah.
when I have moment to breathe or catch up. But I don't know. I also feel like as I get older, I like day events a lot more than night events.
Yeah.
So like
Yeah.
having Sunday to sort of do my weekend stuff. Like
Uh-huh.
there's so much pressure to do Friday night or Saturday night,
Yeah.
and it just kind of becomes the same old. And FOMO has completely evaporated from my life. So we love doing stuff on Sunday. The Jackson Square has we have such great local artists in New Orleans. So we go and look at art and pretend we're going to buy it and, get these artists' hopes up and then walk
Stop.
away and be like, we don't have a car and we have to, we
We'll
don't,
be
we have
right
to,
back.
we have to go back and get
We'll
it.
have to carry this 8
It's
by
really
6
me who
canvas
pretends
all the way
I
down
love
the
it.
street.
And I'm like, that looks amazing. How much is that? They're like, and they say what it is. And I'm like, I'm not going to argue with you, but I'm like, that's so great. I don't bring my car. I can't bring this home.
They saved that for you.
They
They
did.
all day. They
They
did.
did. They
They didn't
hate
make a
me.
They're
single
like, they're
Wasting
gonna
me
come
now.
back. They're gonna go get a U-Haul, and they'll be back.
They're coming to get this.
It's-
So
I don't know what made me think of this because you're talking about art. I went to Disney Spring last night.
what's Disney Spring?
You don't. I thought it was.
Is it related to Disney at all?
Yes,
Sure,
Okay.
it's. I thought it was a restaurant.
it's basically okay. So it used to be called Downtown Disney,
It's
and
Disney.
it's just a bunch of shops and restaurants and stuff. But it's all like
Isn't
owned
it
by
bars?
Disney.
Isn't
yeah.
it bars that the older
It's
place?
more than that.
Yeah,
no, I think that. I
There
don't
are
know.
some. There are some.
Um.
I think I had been to Downtown Disney.
Yeah,
It's called Disney Springs now.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Disney
but they had this
Springs.
building of like art stuff. I shouldn't even say art. It was like a Swarovski crystal place, and I was like, some of the
They
stuff.
had
like
this
in a
building of
mall?
art stuff. It was Swarovski
It was like
crystal.
you could buy like Disney figurines made out of crystals.
Oh, like
There was
$10,000
Oh.
ones.
$20,000 for one of them.
Yep.
What was it of?
I don't remember,
Was
but
it Elsa?
no, the Elsa one was cross-eyed. It was very odd. She was like this, and I was like, okay, but like, it was just the whole
Representation.
and I love that. But like, I'm not gonna pay $20,000 for anything that's Disney related.
Listen,
No.
I tried
Not a-
convincing Jordan to let
crystal.
me buy the every time we go to Disney in all of the shops, they all have this case and it has like there's like a $500 set of Mickey ears, and then there's like $1,000 set of like Mickey ears that are just like covered in Swarovski crystals. And I'm like, Jordan, I'm gonna buy those just to say that I'm the person that bought the Mickey ears with the
And
crystal.
that's on self-care.
But I'm never gonna wear these.
That's
but
how
I just
you
want to
combat
buy.
the Sunday scaries. Buy $1,000
Yes.
pair of Mickey.
Sunday
No.
scares are easier to tackle when you have $1,000 pair of Mickey ears
Yes.
on you.
But in all reality, okay, I feel you though, because I don't get the Sunday scaries anymore, but I used to get them heavily at like my old school. And I think it was just because of the environment that I worked in and being a new teacher that had so
Oh,
much
yeah.
on your plate. Like I would literally be at school. I'm very type A. Like I make that so obvious on all of my TikToks and if you see my classroom, it's very obvious. But I get things done the week ahead of time. I'm planned for the entire next week by the end of Friday because otherwise my brain cannot function. I will be in that classroom on Saturday and Sunday getting stuff together because I can't, I get so much anxiety coming in on Monday knowing that something for the week is not done. So I have all of my things like prepped and ready the week before. And like when I was first starting out, it took me so much longer to do all of that. So I would be at the school until like 8, 9 o'clock at night. And then also on Sunday be panicking because then I had to go back to the same school and have to deal with, you know, some behaviors or having to deal with admin walking in my door and like just
This is
various
every
things.
weekend you are going in?
At my old school, I used to. I don't do that anymore. But like I also didn't have really good like work-life boundaries. I did not
You didn't have
those.
that walk-in shower though. That
No,
was also,
I didn't.
That would have
That would have been a game changer.
That was the moment.
100%.
No, but I used to be so mean to myself about that.
I know. I was about to say, who was your friends?
I was awful. And I would have such high anxiety like Sunday night. And now I feel like the place that I'm teaching has really helped with that. But just me, you know, having experience and getting a better handle on prepping things for the week before, I don't get the Sunday Scaries as much. But I did ask on Instagram like what different teachers do
I want to hear
to
this.
combat the Sunday Scaries. So like I want to read off some of their responses. Okay. So someone said they try to be ready for Monday before they leave on Friday, and it doesn't always work, but at least I have my plans ready. So they, you know,
Preparation.
That's good.
Yeah,
They're
yeah.
prepping, but like they're not holding themselves to some unrealistic standards either.
Right.
So that's good. Deep breathing. You know, sometimes we just need a minute to just sit there and breathe.
I turn off that feature on my. I hate breathing.
Oh, the
breathing.
Time to
mindfulness
take a
thing.
breath.
What am I doing? I'm breathing. I breathe.
Right.
I would be dead if I'm not breathing.
Yeah.
Like, stop telling me to breathe.
Now I'm stressed.
In the most
You're right.
exactly. Now I'm like, am I not breathing? Am I dead? Is this the
Right.
afterlife? Like,
What if you're in a location that doesn't allow for that? Like if you're in the
Right.
middle of a concert, it's like
All of
time to
it.
take a deep breath.
literally?
Yeah, I'm
it's
like,
always
Let
in
me
its
just
late.
stop in the middle of the 21
Right.
Pilots concert.
Yeah.
I think it's like also like maybe like they mean like mindfulness, which I get. Like
Yeah,
there's
yeah.
sometimes I do have to do that, but like the breathe, like the
Oh, that's a feature too.
the mindful. I do have the mindfulness feature. I've never used it, but
I
it would
I
be
always
nice
dismiss
to remember.
it, but I always
it.
am like, I should be mindful to turn that off, and then I
Yeah,
like,
I should do that, but I'm toxic
but I
to
do
myself.
like that it pops up.
Right.
The
I'm so
breathing
glad I
one
don't wear
was-
my Apple Watch. Like, I'm sorry, Jordan. You bought me this Apple Watch that sits on my nightstand, and I don't wear it. But it, you know, it sounds
Maybe one
stressful.
day.
It is.
It sounds bossy, and I
know
don't
how
like
to deep
that.
breathe. Also, I have a deviated septum. Anyway, sorry, we're making this about me. Keep going.
I love this one. Not work on Mondays.
That's funny though.
That's a great way to combat the Sunday scaries. Just don't work on Monday
and get
you
the
know.
Monday scaries.
But that's what we were saying.
Yeah.
Like, but then you just have the Monday scary.
Right.
Like,
You're just
you can't
avoiding.
avoid the scaries.
Yeah.
Yep. You're avoiding the inevitable.
It's like Final Destination.
Exactly. You're gonna get the scaries at some point.
I hide under my blanket.
That's sad.
I know.
Baby, who said that? Call
What
us.
kind of blanket is it though?
Abby,
I like blankets.
reach out to us.
I think another thing to that I do to avoid them, I guess, is like we're very big on not using like don't go into your bedroom like if you have like a desk in there or whatever for anything but sleep.
Yeah.
Because that's when like my anxiety when I would like go fold clothes in there or do whatever, I'd be like that's when the anxiety would hit. And I was like, you have to go to sleep soon, and then you have to go to work and then it's like a spiral. And so I think some of that was just also like restructuring the way that I look at our actual like apartment and how like
I like that you said that because this person said something similar. They said, I drink a glass of tea, I write down the things that are scaring me, and then I rewrite them as a positive.
yes.
So I never thought to do that, but that's a really good idea.
Reframe it.
I completely relax into a good TV show or a book.
Mm.
Again, me time. We like our me time. It gets easier when you like where you work and feel supported.
100%.
1,000%. Actually, I mean,
That's
that
any
is
profession.
essentially what I do.
it really is.
Yeah, I completely agree. This person's a student. They said, I'm a student and I get a lot of anxiety from school and my mom really helps me. So talking to your mom or your dad or grandma, grandpa, whoever you live with, that would be very helpful.
I think that would stress me.
I
out.
love those. But you guys gave us such good answers. Like, I love that. I'm going to keep posting more questions on my story so you guys can answer them. Because I like hearing other people's, like,
Yeah.
what they do, their tips and tricks.
When I think it also gives us perspective on why we're having it. You know what I mean? Not to say like you can have an amazing job at a great school with amazing students and still get it, but I feel like when you feel well supported and you don't feel like you're walking to like impending doom. And I also think burnout has a lot to do with it. I would get the Sunday scaries way more when I was burnt out than I did prior to that. Because when you're not
Me
burnt out,
this
you're
weekend.
yeah, right.
I'm gonna have to fly home at like I'll get home at 1 a.m. after like by driving home from the airport and everything, and have to turn around and wake up at 6 to go to school.
But I think that's important because I didn't realize it, but I feel like I don't get the Sunday scaries because where I work is such a great place.
Right.
Because you could be the best, you could feel confident, you could be super prepped, but if you don't like where you are, you're gonna
you get that
I almost
hit.
feel it now,
Yeah.
just like but by proxy, just because that is a huge part of it. So it's all self-care, but like sometimes it's just reminding yourself, like, you know what, if the laundry doesn't get done right now,
It's fine.
It's
fine.
okay.
You know what,
Right.
if I'm not 100% for the kids tomorrow, it is
Right.
fine. Like
Right.
take off the cape, put it in the closet for a
Yeah.
minute, and just like do and just
100%.
And,
So-
and sometimes like I will get in like a funk where like I'll go in on Monday and I'll feel myself in a bad mood because like I just didn't want to get up that morning or like I was just tired or whatever. And like even on the drive in, I'll feel my face just doing one of these. Like and I'm like, okay, I need to just make myself smile because if I smile, like you just instantly start to feel better. So I'll do that. And then once I get to school, I have to like remind myself that like the kids are coming in, they're excited to see me. I need to be excited to see them.
Yeah.
And like today's gonna be a good day. Don't turn it into a bad day before it's even happened.
Right.
Like every day is a fresh start.
totally.
So like I have to remind myself of that sometimes because sometimes you just get stressed. You're like you're going to work. Like you don't want to
Right.
go to work
Right.
all
Right.
the time. And sometimes you have to force yourself to get out of that funk. But
And I
it all
think
happens to us.
it's also remembering, and it's another thing that gets put on teachers that might be unfair, but we also have to remember to like, when we're working with kids, we don't know always what their home life is. So
Right.
if and maybe this is what gives people the Sunday scaries. For me, it's a sense of like something I can actually do to make a difference. But it's like you don't want to go in a shitty mood and be all icky if this 7.5 hours this kid's in your classroom is their relief or their safe
Right.
space. And so it's like, for me, that's enough optimism to kind of combat that anxiety of being like, well, I could go in though and be angry because I didn't have my lesson plans done, or I could go in there and try to be a little optimistic and work on them as the day goes, because these children, that's what they need. They don't need me to be like, I don't know what book we're reading, like.
Okay, I have to tell a real funny story before we finish up. So I my very first year teaching, and this was at the old school that I used to teach at. My first year teaching, it was the first day of school. I was so excited, and then after by the end of the first day of school, I felt like all frazzled and my anxiety was sky high and I just felt crazy. And then I went home that night and I was so anxious about school the next day. I physically felt like I was going to throw up. And I was laying on the couch and I'm like, I think I have the stomach flu. I think I'm sick. And I was texting my coworkers and I was like, what do you do when you think you're sick, but you have no sick days yet because you just started teaching one day ago? And she's like, well, girl, I don't know what to tell you.
Those are the Thursday scaries.
Yeah. She's like, you better just get your butt to school. And I'm like, okay. So I would just go to school feeling sick to my stomach. But I didn't have any sick days built up to be able to take a sick day if I was sick.
But what happened? Just
I was just nervous.
The flu
no, but I
scares.
mean, if you wanted to take that day though, or not wanted, but you needed that day.
I
You
don't
don't
know.
You just don't
I
get paid.
guess
so.
that's what, because I'm sure
So-
someone somewhere has come across that issue, but
we've
Yeah.
hired new teachers and that's happened.
okay, because
Yeah.
I'm I was literally my first day. I had never taught a day in my life
Right.
before that, so it was
So
I
was it
had
just
nothing.
nerves? Is that or you
Yeah,
actually were
I think-
sick?
No, it was just nerves, but I
okay.
thought I was sick because of how my stomach was making me feel.
Oh, right.
I thought
okay.
I literally had the flu because I was getting up
I think
thinking I was
especially
gonna
What
for
throw
year was
up.
that? What year was that?
2016.
Oh, so you had COVID, and so
In
you
2016.
originated
I was
it.
actually the
You
original.
patient zero.
Yeah,
And so you
patient
were the hot
zero.
zone.
It hibernated for 4 years inside of you.
Yeah.
I'm sorry to the world.
It was cooking and you just blah,
Yeah. Yeah, it was actually from your shower, and then the steam
Right.
released it.
It's going to be a
It's all
Hallmark
back
movie.
to that shower.
Every event in my life could become a movie. I feel like
Hallmark or Lifetime. It depends on how, angry the movie gets.
Hallmark, Lifetime, or what's like the cringiest of all movies? I feel like there's probably something even cringier than Hallmark movies.
Oh, yeah. We have to think about sci-fi? Cringer.
Maybe.
No, there's got to be something more campy
I feel like
than
if there
that.
was a sci-fi Hallmark crossover channel.
Okay.
Wait, you said it, so we own the rights now.
Yep. I think that's where that movie
Called
is.
Sunday Scaries.
You think it's we should call it Sunday,
Sunday
Scaries,
Scaries.
the birth
Okay.
of COVID.
And that, honestly,
That will
y'all,
just hook people.
that's how we wrap this up.
I
the
think
Sunday
so.
Scaries sci-fi Hallmark movie. The Sunday Scaries.
Uh-huh.
Listen, and this is what you can do to combat your Sunday Scaries. You can write the script for the Sunday Scaries, the movie,
Starring
and starring Lee
Michelle.
Michelle,
We'll do
Williams.
it. We'll do a reading of it.
Yeah. Yeah. We'll do
Starring
a reading.
Okay, if there are any,
You're done.
if
You're
there are
done.
And
any
Beanie Feldstein.
playwrights
We'll just
out
put
there,
them both together to create
Please.
Sunday Scary
I need
drama.
this movie, so someone write it for me because I just want to read it. Even
Yeah.
if it never becomes a real movie, I just want to read
Or a
the
musical.
movie of the Sunday Scaries.
We'll do it.
Yes.
Stop it. A movie musical. A movie first, then a
a
musical,
musical?
and then a musical. A
musical?
Just gonna try to figure a play on musical. We'll come back
moosicle.
to it. A musical.
Just a
There you go.
musical. Mm.
We did it. We did it.
Wow, that was great.
We
What
solved
an
the world's
ending.
problems.
I hope you're watching this on a Sunday and you're thinking, man, this gave me more anxiety than I had before.
Now I gotta write it. Now
It's gonna come out on a Sunday, so at least you guys will, have something to listen to and hopefully help your Sunday Scaries. But thank you so much for watching our podcast. I hope you enjoyed it. Make sure you follow us on all of our socials, and then also make sure you go follow Greg at Gregisms everywhere. And we will see you the next time. Bye, guys.